Hi there, Sagittarius. How are you? It's me, Anissa from the Inner Stereo, and I'm back again doing your October 2018 reading. So as usual, this is going to be a relationship spread, and you could always apply this with anyone. It could be with your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, exes, crushes, fiancés, co-workers, colleagues, anyone. I'm basically just going to pick up your relationship energy in general, all right? So don't forget to check your sun, moon, or Venus sign, because I tend to notice that with my readings, I resonate much more with my Venus sign rather than my sun sign. So you would want to check that one out too, okay? So how are you guys doing right now, Sagittarius, my fellow Sagittarius? How September has been treating you? September is good. Look at the challenge. Before I comment on this, I'm going to kind of like pull two cards for challenge first, okay? And she got me like, oh, what you want from me? Right, okay, makes sense. But anyway, your challenge, your energy for the now, you have the Tower card, you have the Four of Swords, and then you also have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Be careful. Okay, before I even go to there, I feel like this type of energy is kind of like goes hand in hand with the theme of the month in October, which is 10. Numerology wise, 10 is like one is kind of like one, the beginning. It's kind of like very, very advisable for you to tap into your self-identity, to tap into your self-creativities, to tap into your self-awareness, so that in the next month to come, especially November, it's going to be like a stepping stone. It could actually lead you into something better. You have had like 9 months in which you can take lessons out of, you know what I mean? And it kind of like is up to you in this month of October which path you actually want to go to. Is it the same self-destructive ways that you've been doing in the past 9 months? Are you still going to be doing the same thing over and over again and expecting this different result? Or are you going to be focusing on a newer things that actually leads you to much more fulfillment, if you know what I mean? So right now you guys are kind of like much more in a crossroad, especially with the Tower card in here. I feel like in the month of September, you guys have been hit with a lot of epiphanies, with a lot of realization. Things that weren't making sense in the past, I feel like in the now starts to make sense from you, because in the past, you didn't realize that the heart of the matter was not that, you know what I mean? Things on the surface is not what is it all about. There is like so much. It goes deeper into it, and I felt like in the month of September, especially dragging into this beginning of October, you guys starting to realize that. Okay, you're starting to have like those type of epiphanies. Do the other person have that epiphanies and realization? I don't think so. Why? Because this person still has the inability to see things from your perspective. Whatever you gotta say to them, I don't feel like they could actually believe you, because they don't kind of like extend an effort to try to see things from your point of view, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like hard, especially if you have like a different love languages, or if you have like different expectations. It's kind of like hard to do so. And right now you don't want to think much about it. It feels like you kind of like want to walk away in peace and, try not to. What happens with my autofocus? God damn it. Why is it always this way? Anyway, you kind of like want to walk away, but sometimes you kind of like look back in a very, very sad way too. You have the Knight of Cups in reverse though, so meaning that be careful of extending promises or extending words that you don't know if you can fulfill those or not, because the other party might want to see you as someone who is flaky or someone who don't deliver their promises, you know what I mean? So be careful about that. What's challenging, you have the Hangman in reverse. Again, as I told you before, the other party has the inability to see things from your perspective, to become understanding towards you. And then you also have the Ten of Pentacles. So there is no sense of collective happiness in here. There is no sense of collective practicalities. This relationship, the practicalities of it, it's nowhere to be found. Okay? I feel like both of you have a different expectations. And to put a certain timelines into a relationship, I mean like a healthy relationship, if you get into a serious phase, like how the future is going to work, right? But I feel like in this relationship, it's still very, very hard for you guys to actually know how, where does this relationship go? When is it going to happen? To put things into practical matter is still a little bit tough, because you guys still, if you want to make this relationship work, you guys still need to work on your communication style with one another, so that you can both understand one another better too. Don't freak out when I mutter things in my own language. It's not like I'm cursing voodoo things now. I'm just muttering like I need 5 cards in the past, 5 cards in the now, 5 cards in the future. Okay, so in the past, you were actually having someone who actually wanted to have a relationship with you. You have the Hierophant card here, so they actually do have that in mind, to have a relationship with you. But the thing about this Hierophant card, especially in this particular deck of mine, it also kind of like emphasizes about the person that you're dealing with have the tendency to think that they are in a much higher place than you. And I'm not talking about financial status or social status, no, but I'm talking about in terms of they think that moral-wise or spirituality-wise or smart-wise, they're above you, you know what I mean? So they kind of like think that, I feel like that is the reason why they always dismiss whatever you're trying to say to them, whatever you're trying to kind of like put across to them, is because they feel like they are in a higher position than you. And they like the sound of their own voice too, to a few of your partners. I'm not going to kind of like generalize like everyone is dealing with the same person, but there's one, there are a few people there who actually like the sound of their own voice. They have the 6 of Cups in here. They kind of like believe that what they have with you, it's either something karmic, it's either something soulmate, or it's either something that is like a twin flame relationship in here. This person does value you a lot, Sag, for real though. And this person is feeling like a little bit of nostalgic towards you. But I feel like, with this person who wanted to have like a relationship with you, like you kind of like is hiding away from it. Yeah. You're kind of like hiding away from it. I feel like every time they kind of like try to talk about it, you guys kind of like hide. I feel like it was some, okay. Sagittarius are known to be, I'm a Sagittarius, I know. I like to go to things to go with the flow. You know what I mean? I like to enjoy the moment. I like to enjoy the present moment and everything like that. And sometimes it can drive people or rub people the wrong way. You know what I mean? It can actually rub the people the wrong way, especially for people who are very, very serious, for people who kind of like wants to settle down a little bit. It kind of like rubs them the wrong way because they felt like they've been strung along. You know what I mean? And I feel like they feel like you guys focus much more on the carefreeness, on the lightheartedness of the relationship, rather than kind of like conforming into a conventional or traditional type of relationship that they want. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if you want to go all lovey-dovey and all sweet memories of the past, reliving the sweet memories of the past, you guys are all for it. You guys are all for it. But when things kind of like get heavy, you guys were like, whoa, wait a minute. Wait a minute, I'm not sure yet. What the hell is happening with my autofocus? I don't understand this. Like, wait a minute. And she got me like, oh, love when I fall apart. This is so good. And you can't get them out of your system anyway. You can't get them out of your system. No matter how hard you try to walk to calmer waters, no matter how hard you try so hard not to think about them, you kind of like kept thinking that no. You just can't. I mean, you have the 6 of Swords in reverse in here. It's like you go away and then you walk here. You go away and then you walk here. Someone is waiting on you. Yeah. You got me like, oh, you love when I fall apart. Someone here who you kind of like mourn over because they kind of like, you felt them kind of like being detached from you, or they kind of like walking away out of your life. They're still here, They're waiting. Okay, they're still here. They're waiting. They somehow have this really, really huge belief that you guys are going to go to them because they felt like it's the time. Like they felt like they invested a lot and now it's the time. And what the hell? What's wrong with me? They don't wait for you in a spiteful way. They don't wait for you in a vengeful way. They don't wait for you in a, angry way. They just believe in it. They just believe. Look how chill this woman looks like, rubbing her pregnant belly. They just believe, like, I know she's going to return. I know he's going to return. And you, on the other hand, you guys are kind of like dealing with, oh, why is this person walking away from me? You guys are kind of like being a little bit detached at the moment. You do have someone here who actually wants to offer you stabilities, though. If you're dealing with two people. I mean, if you were to kind of like go back to them, they would, if you're dealing with one person, if you want to go back to them, which I highly doubt you would, because you have the Princess of Pentacles in here in reverse, meaning that you've been preparing either a letter or whatever that you want to say to them, but I felt like you canceled sending it to them. You kind of like canceled. You don't want to extend that one, but if you do, and then now they're actually would want to give you stabilities that you're looking for. But they're still going to be the same energy, though. They're still going to be in the same energy. So if you're looking for like a carefree, lighthearted one that is go with the flow without them not nagging or demanding from you, I don't feel like it's going to happen. Okay? I don't feel like it's going to happen. If you would actually kind of like send this whatever letter or message or type of communication that you've been thinking of sending them, they would actually will want to offer you some sort of stabilities. I feel like they're in a much better place than they were in the past. They're much more stable. In the past, they were very, very nostalgic, and then now they're kind of like, they're very, very stable. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't feel like in the now they're going to be kind of like extending anything. You could be dealing with two people, though. If you're dealing with two people, the person who you thought kind of like walk away from your life and you're kind of like mourning over them is still optimistically waiting on you, and they believe like you kind of like want to return. I feel like they want to give you like, this is in their own perceptions, okay? They want to kind of like give you the taste of your own medicine. Like they want you to experience what is it like without them and stuff like that. But they're still kind of like optimistically believe that you're going to return. Okay, let's see what the future holds. Future until 15th of October, please. You never gonna fall apart. Okay, you have the King of Wands in reverse. Oh, they're gonna snap. See when I said that you guys are so, so different in expectations, in vibes, like a healthy partner. Like, have you ever, like my mom and dad, like they've been married for like 25 years. No, I'm 28. So they've been married for 36 years. They've been married for 36 years. Just by looking at each other, they have this non-verbal cues that they understand one another. You know what I mean? And I feel like you guys need to be in that type of communication where you kind of like understand one another to make this relationship work, because you're not operating in the same wavelength. When I fall apart. Baby, you got me back home. You'll never fall apart. Okay, you have the Knight of Swords in here. I want to clarify what this King of Wands in reverse in here for, before I even comment on it. What's the King of Wands in reverse in here for? Okay, you have the Knight of Swords in here. I want to clarify what this King of Wands in reverse in here for, before I even comment on it. What's the King of Wands in reverse in here for? Okay, you have the Knight of Swords in here. I want to clarify what this King of Wands in reverse in here for, before I even comment on it. What's the King of Wands in reverse in here for? Right. Okay. So in the future, they're going to kind of like lose their patience and snap a little bit. They're going to kind of like walk into your life just a little bit. But, you know, in the future, I don't really like this energy because the King of Wands is someone who is very strategic. You know, if we're talking about King of Cups, we're talking about emotional manipulations. If we're talking about King of Swords, we're talking about mental manipulations. If we're talking about King of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles would kind of like withdraw everything that just makes you comfortable that they have provided for you as a mean of punishment. You know what I mean? The King of Wands is someone who is very, very, very strategic, meaning that they can do all these things to get a reactions out of you. And I don't like your reactions because you have the Three of Swords in here. The intention is good. I mean, they still love you. They would want to have like a new fresh with you. But the way that they do it to you is harsh because it causes you pain. So depending on how you actually want it, if you still want them, it's better for you to kind of like do it in the now, because if it's in the future, this person is going to be pulling like some crazy stuff that you wouldn't like. This person have problems when it comes to communicating clearly. You know, I feel like this person is a little bit handicapped when it comes to communicating their emotions. They are so used to kind of like closing it off and probably be throwing something subliminal rather than being direct with you, like, you know, like, this is what I want. Like, they wouldn't do that. They would do stuff like, yeah, you know, I've read about this, or, you know, my friend is like this. You know, they would do something subliminal, but they have a difficulties when it comes to communicating direct. And when somebody has difficulties when it comes to communicating directly, they be pulling crazy stuff like this that is just going to make you kind of like hurt in here. But I don't feel like you guys are going to be paying as much as you were in the past. You know what I mean? Because I feel like you guys financially is good. You guys are going to focus so much on your money. You guys are going to focus so much on your finance, because finance is actually looking very, very good for you, that you won't be, you kind of like be unbothered by it. And I feel like there is this sense of acceptance in the future that is to come. I feel like you're going to kind of like take it as a loss in here. And then you're going to be like the Knight of Wands in here. Be careful though, because if you're dealing with two people, this person is actually, you know, the person B is actually offering you something very good. But I feel like you are being the Page of Pentacles in here in reverse, meaning that you guys are kind of like being like a little bit flaky, because, yeah, be careful about that, because in the future this person would feel kind of like a little bit emotionally unfulfilled with you, because you have the Knight of Wands energy, because they feel like you have this energy of coming and going. But that's what Sagittarius do. We don't. Like we have the energy of coming and going because we have a life, right? I'm defending you, Sag, because we have a life. I mean, you can't accept us to be at home with you 24 hours for 7 days straight. We don't do that. Okay, we hate being idle. So, but I feel like this person is going to be kind of like quite emotionally unfulfilled, because they feel like intuitively your heart is not really in here, and they kind of like sense you being the Knight of Wands. But they actually want to have something serious with you here with the King of Pentacles, and it's actually someone that you can actually trust. So if you're dealing with two person, and the person B is someone who is much more newer, this person is actually someone that you can trust. Okay? But if you want to focus with person A, you better do it now, or else in the future this person is going to be kind of like pulling a little bit of a crazy stunt that is just going to make you this way. They come from a place of love, but the way that they do it is wrong. The way that they do it is wrong. Be careful of the Knight of Swords in your life, because I feel like it could be like an air sign person who is still kind of like in your life trying to kind of like disrupt the stability of you, or it could be somebody else who just likes to disrupt you for, I don't know, who just likes to see you hurt. Be careful of this person. I feel like you're going to be unbothered by it though, especially because until Capricorn season, money is actually looking very, very good for you. So I feel like you're going to be unbothered by it. I don't even know what to title this video because it's like so complicated, but yeah. Okay, so I think that's it for my reading for you guys. I'll be seeing you guys in 2 weeks for your bi-weekly reading. Bye-bye!